also to supporting this particular raise. If not any, if primarily because the majority of the raise does go to the lowest income brackets in the city of Houston. Last night, as I was driving home, I think weather-related issues had delayed pickup of trash. And it was about 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, and those trash trucks just kept on coming. And they just kept on coming, Councilmember Wynn. When we have a pothole in District J, or when we have a water main break, it's those folks that are there at 2 o'clock in the morning working on it. And I'm profoundly grateful for those workers. We sometimes call them blue-collar workers, but the truth of the matter is they are they're workers for all of us all the time. And I'm grateful for the assistance that they give. But I'm also grateful, Mayor, because I think we're fortunate in this city. We not only have a strong police union and a strong firefighters union, but we have a strong municipal employees union. And what that means is those representatives not only are effective in their negotiations, but they take into deep consideration the costs and the benefits and the analysis of the work that the city of Houston has to undergo. And they are deeply mindful of the costs of the budget. And while they are aggressive in representing the needs of their employees and their members, they're also great civic-minded leaders. And I want to thank them for pressing hard, and I want to thank them more importantly for taking the greater concern of the entire city into consideration. Thank you, Mayor.
Councilmember Martin.
Thank you, Mayor. I'm not sure if I have a blue rag or a white rag, but I sure don't want Councilmember Boykins going to prison on this. So, while I think this is a good concept, I would like to tag it. And the reason why is because I think Councilmember Costello and Bradford bring up a good point. I'd like to see the total cost for the 3-year allocation as well. And an interesting thing for me, while they're doing this research and providing it, okay, while they're doing this research, Monday and Tuesday were historic days in the stock market. And we have that liability sitting out there at 8.5% on the fire department's pension obligation. So while that has nothing to do with this, I'm trying to figure out if they run like Dave Martin's investments are running, which is flat or below flat, we're going to have a big number out there that we're accountable for. And where does that money come out of it? Is it coming out of the general fund? Is it just going to be pushed more into the debt side? So while we're getting some information on the total cost for this 3-year contract, or whatever the length of term is, I'd love to see just a quick down and dirty analysis as to that 8.5 gap. What does that mean in terms of real dollars? And does it come out of the general fund? And what do we do about it? So I will tag it, but I will release my tag for further conversation.
To be clear, this is the total dollars I read off. Total impact on FY 16, $7.8 million, $14.1 million, and $22 million is across all funds. If you need we can break it down between general fund and enterprise funds. I don't have that in front of me, but we can make sure that that is available. And again, as per financial policies of council, the future year projections you've seen have this in it. Councilmember Kubash.
Mayor, during the budget meetings we were having, we talked about the service budgets of the district council members getting $500,000 more each, and that's one of the reasons why I opposed it. Was I felt like it might have prohibited the administration from working with Hope and others in their contract negotiations. Obviously, you were able to make headway on this and to come to this agreement. Would they have gotten more had we had stayed with $500,000 each in each district council instead of giving each one of them $1 million?
Well, Councilmember, this is the contract that we had on the table before we passed the budget. Part of the public discussion was, though, that This is the contract, this is the amount of money that I had offered them, and there was, because council spent the rest of it, there was no other place to go for more money. So
Well, that's one of the
it's
reasons why I voted no, Mayor, and early on in the conversation, go back and review the tape, you said that there's a good chance it would affect the way that you would be able to negotiate with Hope. And that's why I felt like the council, each one of your district council members that received this $500,000 in your district budget. That's why I voted no, and there were others here at council that voted no. And you're talking about employees that are, my dad was a blue-collar worker. Yeah, he never made over $886 a month. I remember seeing his check when it would come in. He worked on a pipe gang. He worked in sulfur fields. I know what it means to have a dad that come in with, he smelled like sulfur every day. And so what I'm saying to you is that, you know, I'm going to support this. I'm concerned that our city employees may be at the very bottom of the rung while we spend millions of dollars on trying to figure out if we're going to have a criminal justice center at 16th in the 1400 level, where we spend millions of dollars in studies, and it just seems disingenuous to me that we can spend that kind of money. And just like C-Smart, we have $57 million in this program, and I have talked to Director Thompson, and they're not able to verify warrants yet, and there's security issues with it where things are going wrong. So I want the citizens to know that we need to take care of our people first. Thank you.
Remember, if I may, the budget process actually had more impact on negotiations with firefighters, because we already had an offer on the table with Hope, and the firefighters only wanted a 2016 contract, and so we didn't have the extra money. That's where the real impact was. And I stated that during the budget process. Councilmember Green?